Hi everyone, and welcome to Inside Bristol. I'm your host Sheridan Nichols, and kicking off today we have Diana Carter with us. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And she is going to tell us a little bit about this poverty simulation and facilitator training. How are you sort of an expert about this?
Well, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I am part of a committee. We are the Poverty Education and Awareness, and we meet usually on a bi-monthly basis. And the poverty simulation actually will help people learn what it is like for someone who is actually in poverty. And it takes you through a day. It's in 15-minute increments, and it actually puts you through situations that people who are in poverty face every day.
Wow. And is this an annual training that you hold, or is this the first time?
No, this will be the second time that it's actually been sponsored by our group. Family Promise of Bristol will be the ones who host the training. And it is such an important training tool that we feel like this should be an annual event, and we encourage everyone to participate in it if they have not done so.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about the event and who can participate and where it is and the date, all those good who, what, why, when questions.
It is the actual simulation is on April 7th from 1 to 4. The cost is $10 and people can register at the United Way of Bristol. The second day is the April 8th, and it is for someone who wants to go through and get their trainer certification to actually help facilitate the simulation itself.
Oh, wow. And so where is it being held?
At the YWCA.
And then if you wanted to register, where would everybody go? I think you said the United
Way of Bristol.
Is there any other places or online or anything else?
You should be able to go online through either United Way or Family Promise, and there will be a link that would help people register.
Okay, great. And if you don't register and you remember, you wake up on April 7th and think, oh, I want to do this, can you pay at the door?
You can, but we encourage people to go ahead and register because it is limited to a certain number of people that will come. But we hope that it will be full and people will be waiting for the next training next year.
And sort of tell us a little bit how this will help our community as a whole.
It helps people become more aware of, as I said, what people face in poverty every day. I know that most of us that are on this committee work in capacities that have dealt with people in poverty. Mm-hmm. And we have all learned from this training. We have gotten a better insight as to what it feels like, and it's just very, very beneficial for someone to go through the training.
So yeah, because where do you work? You work for the city, right?
Bristol Redevelopment Housing Authority, yes.
So you sort of come first in hand contact with people that do live in poverty.
We do. And the training itself, I not only went through the simulation, but there's a flip side where volunteers work and they portray businesses such as the Department of Social Services or the loan companies or something, and working both sides of the table, it helps you gain a better knowledge of how to better interact with someone who's facing the challenges that they have in poverty.
What are some things that, since I haven't been through it, and I'm sure there are viewers out watching that have not, can you tell us something that might just surprise us, or that we might not? And I don't want to put you on the spot, but something that we might not know or think about, or.
Well, for instance, when I went through the simulation, there was a coworker that was in my family for the simulation. And being in housing, you would think that that would be the first thing that we would take care of, and we would know to do that and not lose our housing during the simulation. But we actually lost our housing. And I think it's because you don't take into account all the different facets that someone is having to deal with. Their housing, utility payments, the children getting sick. I mean, just anything can throw someone into a situation that would cost them their housing. So.
And then ultimately, if you choose to sort of sign up and participate in both days, what can you do with that at the end?
You would actually be qualified to help facilitate the simulation, so you would be able to take that. For instance, with the school systems, they're going to be using this to help teach their teachers. And
that's great.
Yeah, so you will be in a position that you would be able to do that.
And just sort of brings that awareness of what to look for and how to maybe come up with a strategy and a game plan, because it seems like if you get hit in this situation, every single aspect of your life just unravels. It isn't just the one thing, like you said. So trying to handle everything unraveling at once and how to deal with that would be really tricky.
Yes, it is, and I think it helps those of us who are in the business of helping people in poverty to become more aware and a little more sensitive to their needs.
Great, thanks. Diana, is there anything that I'm missing today that you'd like to add?
Just that we encourage everyone to come and participate.
That's great, thanks. And it's April
Thank you.
7th and 8th.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Diana.
Thank you.
And thank you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.